everybody. My name is Ryan Pilon, and I'm with
Hannah Nunamaker.
This is Hungry for the Holidays, and Hannah, let's just cut to the chase. What are we making here today?
Yeah, so the first thing that we're going to start off with making is a homemade hot cocoa, and then the other one is an apple Betty, which is very similar to an apple crisp.
Why is it called Apple Betty? Who's Betty?
I don't know the actual answer to that.
Well, what do we make? What's the first thing we're making? Apple Betty?
So we're actually going to do the hot cocoa first because it takes a little bit for the milk to warm up.
Okay.
So the first thing that I did is I have 4 cups of whole milk in the saucepan that I have measured out, and then we are going to turn it on.
Okay. I'm the fire master. Oh, the child lock's on. I got it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
And then we are going to do that at about medium heat. So I set it off at a 4 and kind of let it do its thing for a minute. But we are going to start off by adding our cocoa powder. So this is the 4th cup of cocoa powder that we're going to add in.
Nice.
And then if you want to do me a favor and mix that together.
I get the mix? I didn't even know I was doing anything.
And then the other thing that we are going to add to it is...
It's not mixing. I'm just kidding.
So cocoa powder is actually hydrophobic, and so basically it will naturally float and get rid of water.
So there's science that I have to deal with?
There is some science. And then we also have a 4th cup of sugar that we're going to add to sweeten it up a little bit. And then if you want to continue to mix that.
This really doesn't like mixing.
It's okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, you can do it. I'm probably doing something wrong. Oh, quicker. Yeah, I think I failed science in high school, so.
It's all good. A lot of whisking. So basically, usually for whisking, there's kind of 2 ways that you use a whisk. One is to incorporate air into it. We're not really trying to do that, but it's also really good at equalizing, kind of mixing all the ingredients together really well. So that's kind of what we're trying to accomplish with the whisk.
It was making tiny little balls too. I like
it.
That.
Was.
That is fantastic. So how is this different from Swiss Miss? Why can't I just? It takes 3 minutes to put it in the microwave.
It does. But if you want something really a fun activity to do with the family, or even just a higher quality of hot cocoa, I highly recommend doing something like this. So we're actually just going to let that kind of do its thing for a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on it and periodically whisk it.
Okay.
And then the other thing that we're going to start doing is the apple Betty. So there's kind of 2 ways you can do it. You can do it in an oven, but you can also do it on a stovetop. We are going to be doing it on a stovetop today. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by turning this one on as well.
Let's hope.
There we go.
I can feel the heat.
And then this one, we're also going to start on about a 3, so it's a little bit lower than half heat. And the first thing we're going to do, actually, is get our butter in a pan. And then that is a 1/2 cup of butter that we're starting out with. We're just going to let that melt for a little bit. And then the next thing we're going to do is be adding in our apples. So I have done Fuji and Granny Smith apples. You want more tart apples, and usually if you do more than one type, you get a better flavor going because there's 40,000 different types of apples in the U.S.
Not at the store.
No,
there's
there's not. And so each one has different textures and flavors, and so really combining it, you can really just kind of feel it different. If you want sweeter or tartar, you can kind of play with it, which is really, really fun. One of the fun things about baking. So I've done 2 Fuji and 2 Granny Smith apples. I have cut them up in about inch bite-sized pieces is what I've done. And then also I have peeled them as well.
No skin.
No skin.
You don't want chunks in there.
Exactly. So we're going to get this butter around.
Ooh, look at that. It's probably not even a 1/2 cup because I measured it. You can't really trust whatever I'm doing.
It's all good. It's all good.
Is there a problem that there's still some left?
There is not.
This isn't we're baking a cake and if you put a touch more baking powder, it just explodes.
Correct. Yes. And with baking too, there's a little bit of room of, just having fun with it. There's a lot of things you can do for substitutions. So for this hot cocoa, for example, if anybody has any food allergies, most of the stuff is good except for the milk. And so you can really experiment with doing different types of milk, whether it's coconut, almond, soy. There's oat milk now. So there's so many different things that you can do with it. And each one will give you a slightly different flavor. So if you want a little bit of a nuttier hot chocolate, you can always go with almond milk. So that'll give some of that nut flavor. And actually a little bit of higher protein in it too, just because of the nuts naturally have protein. So that's really fun. And like also for the hot cocoa, you can also just add in like different extracts if you want to do a peppermint, or you can really, just have fun with it.
Want to know what I want?
What?
More cocoa. We just gotta, take a little, not too much, right? You don't wanna,
No, not too much.
maybe a little bit more. Bing, 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 bing. We're gonna have to whisk it again though.
We
I'll whisk
are.
it, don't you worry.
All right.
If I make any adjustments, I'll make sure it goes right.
All right.
Hopefully.
Sounds great.
A little more cocoa.
And then so we got about 3 cups of apples. If you go a little over, that is totally okay. So we're gonna add these straight on in. And then for these apples, we just kind of want to soften them and saute them just a little bit. So we're gonna let the butter and the apples kind of do its thing.
Is this similar to apple pie? 'Cause I
not-
think I've had like a McDonald's apple pie like once, and that's the only apple thing I ever eat, except actual apples.
Okay, okay.
So-
this is gonna be a lot better than that McDonald's apple pie. Okay. I will let you know right now. It's kind of similar to like bread pudding in a way, but also like an apple crisp. So with this one, we're gonna I queued up some bread from earlier, so you can just use whatever. I used a white artisan bread from Meijer's, what I used for it. And so I just cubed it up, and then we're gonna we have a half cup of sugar, and then we're gonna do 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Coat that, mix it together, and add it in here. Typically with bread pudding, you add some type of milk. We're not doing that today.
We can add that.
You definitely could. You definitely could. If you wanted to experiment just a little bit. I've personally never done that before, so I don't know how it would turn
Hot
out.
cocoa apple Betty mix.
There we go.
Like right at the end, I'll just
There we
pour it
go.
in. So we have bread cubes.
Correct.
I'm not a big fan of like meatloaf,
Okay.
and so that's like bread in it. My mom's gonna hate me for this, but Mom, your meatloaf's not that good. Sorry.
My
But
mom's meatloaf is phenomenal.
Oh.
She cubes cheese in it, and it's amazing.
is there a
So
difference?
good.
Why can't we just? Does it have to be cubed? Like, does it or like?
Yeah, so with it, you just want something. So typically with like meatloaf, it's breadcrumbs, so it's all crumbs. You really don't want that texture. You want a little bit more hearty and something more put together.
Yeah.
So I go for the bread. You could even do like some artisan bread if you want to make it really, really fancy. So that'd be something really, really
Yeah,
cool to
because
do.
you mentioned artisan bread. Oh, it is artisan style.
It is.
I thought it. I actually get Meyer bread, and it's normally whole grain, and then it looks exactly like this. And I looked back there, I'm like, she's trying to pull one on us. Artisan bread. It does say artisan on it, which is, and it's white bread, which is weird because it looks like it's the wheat one because it's brown.
Yeah, that is true.
Meyer's fooling us.
So the next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna add the sugar to the breadcrumbs. So that's a half cup of sugar.
Might have to
And
add more of
then-
that.
It's definitely based on sweetness, so you can definitely play around with it. And then we are gonna do, this is a half teaspoon. If you go a little over, that is totally okay.
Is that cinnamon?
It is cinnamon.
That is one of the best ingredients, I would say.
It is. I love cinnamon.
Are we going to do the cinnamon challenge today?
No, we are definitely not.
Is it too dangerous?
I think so.
Oh.
Just a little.
Maybe a little bit. Don't do the cinnamon challenge, guys. Don't even look it up. Maybe look it up so you know what not to do. Perfect. So can I just have?
Do you want to try some?
I want to try.
Yeah.
I gotta get going. Sugar, bread
With cinnamon.
with cinnamon. I found a new snack.
There we go.
It's like cinnamon toast crunch, but there's no crunch because it's just bread. There has to be a little bit of crunch because there's the sugar.
Yeah.
See,
Then I'm just gonna turn off this hot cocoa just a hair.
on our cooking shows, we make multiple things and you don't even know it. One, Apple Betty. We even got cookies here. Hot chocolate and cinnamon toast not crunch. Perfect.
There we go. So these just need a couple more minutes. We're gonna have them just soften them just a little bit more. I want them a little bit softer before we add in the bread or anything else at the moment. Once this hot cocoa starts simmering, we're actually gonna add more chocolate to it as well. So I got some bittersweet baker's chocolate. You can also use semi-sweet chocolate chips. You don't want it to be oversweet. So I went for the bittersweet just because it's gonna not be too sweet, but it's not gonna be too bitter as well.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of dark chocolate. But there is a lot of sugar in it already, so
There is.
I trust that it'll balance out.
All right.
Because I've tried those 100% dark chocolates.
Yes. This is about 60%, so not quite as potent.
Once it gets above like 30 or milk chocolate, it's too much for me. I don't know why. Do we have any extra? Or is that all of it?
This is all of it. Yep.
I was going to try some, but we'll try it later. We'll try it in the drink. So we're supposed to be talking about some holiday traditions.
Yeah.
My favorite holiday tradition that my family has been doing every year since my older sibling was born. Mm-hmm. And we've seen the exact same Santa Claus every single year and gotten pictures with him.
Oh.
Even at 21 years old. Well, actually 20 years old because I turned 21.
Yeah.
So this year, we're going to go see Santa Claus one more time. It's going to be great.
That's very exciting.
You don't still see Santa Claus?
I do not. That was never a tradition in my family. But one thing that we always did was decorating sugar cookies every single year.
Is this a segue that I need to start decorating sugar cookies?
It is not, but that is something we're doing later,
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm very excited because that's also something that my family does is we decorate cookies, and there's four siblings, or 1, 2, 3 plus me, so 4 of us. I'm definitely the worst one at making cookies, so
Okay.
you guys chose the wrong thing to make today with cookies.
Well, I'm also one of 4 siblings as well.
Oh,
Whoa.
we have something in common.
Okay, we
Look at
do. We do. Love that.
Are you the?
I'm the second oldest, so girl, boy.
Okay.
Yep.
I am the second youngest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Both
So
middle child.
I was the youngest for a long time, and then one more came out, and
Okay.
then now I don't have to deal with being the youngest.
That's true.
Good.
Very, very true. Yeah, something else that me and my family used to do is we would actually go and cut down our own Christmas tree, which was a whole experience on itself, going to a Christmas tree farm and being able to get like free candy canes, hot cocoa, and go out in the cold and like bond as a family and, just being able to pick out and choose that Christmas tree that's maybe a little imperfect, but that was the fun in it.
Well, our Christmas tree is like 25 years old, and it's the same Christmas tree my parents had like when they were young or something. And I don't know. We put it up every year, and there's like 20 pounds of ornaments on it. This year, we put up the Christmas tree, and it was too far to the right in our living room, so I need to move it, but we already put on all the ornaments.
Yeah.
So it was literally like 50 pounds heavier. So I was underneath, and I was like, a little more. Mom, I can't do this. It's 50. It's
Right.
like 100 pounds. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely fun.
Yes.
Does your family you guys still get a cut down, or have they
we haven't done it in a couple years, just because we're all older, and so it's hard to get everybody kind of together, just with everyone's different schedules. So this year we do not, unfortunately, but that was always one of my favorite things.
So your parents just have they conform to Walmart. They bought the
Yeah.
$100 on Black Friday sale one.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Cool.
Brilliant.
And so these apples are actually softened really, really nicely. You can see that they've lightened in color, just a little bit. So
I can't discern what one was the Granny Smith.
Exactly.
All the Granny Smith haters out there will be like, okay, good. I can't see where I'm reading anymore.
And so now we're actually going to add in our bread with the cinnamon and the sugar.
Yes. I was gonna say, are we gonna add some cinnamon to this apples? Because cinnamon apples are delicious too.
Right. That was actually like one of my favorite things as a kid. I would literally just take a cup of just like cut up apples, and I would add a little bit of cinnamon sugar, mix it up, and that would be my snack. And I was so happy as a kid. It's really the simple things.
As a college student, you gotta have some frozen meals every once in a while. So I got this frozen meal as like meatloaf with mashed potatoes and corn, but it also had like a tiny little thing of like sauteed apples and like some juice, and it had cinnamon in it.
Yeah.
And it was really good. So I'm very excited for this.
Yes.
Because it has the cinnamon, the apples.
And
I
you
don't
can-
have to buy a frozen dinner anymore.
Right? Exactly.
Look at that.
There is one that is
It
hopped
fell
out. And so you
Perfect.
can also see something like really unique because of all that butter. The bread has just completely soaked that up. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be really good. A little bit caramelized, just a hair.
You know, I got a hint of the apples because I think it went in, touched some apples, came out.
It did.
It tastes very good. You
Good,
can
good.
You can definitely discern the apple taste. And
More
I'm sure
sugar, more cinnamon, do you think?
I think it's perfect.
Okay, beautiful.
I know I added 2 extra cups of cocoa on that thing, but I don't know. I think this is the perfect mix.
It is. So we're actually going to turn this on low because we do not want the bottom to burn now that all that butter has been absorbed. So that's something you want to be cautious with, whether you have an electric stove or a gas stove at home. Just because, just kind of like get to know your stove. Some of them have like those turbo burners where it gets hot really, really fast. So this, you just kind of want it to cook down just a little bit.
I wish I had a turbo burner because in my apartment,
A little bit.
it takes years to get that
Right?
boiling, water boiling. I just want to make spaghetti and it takes 15 minutes for the water to just even start boiling. You put the noodles in and then it doesn't even boil, like it just stops boiling halfway through. And it's not even simmering, it just looks like it's sitting in a pool of water. It's like, thank you, I'm not going to name my apartment name, but thank you apartment people for giving me a fantastic stove.
Right? So this is really starting to turn like hot cocoa, just like the mix that you mentioned earlier.
Does look like it. Are we adding more to that, or is that just it?
We are. So we're gonna add this bittersweet chocolate. So
Maybe I'll add them in there.
There we go.
Maybe I'll put them over here. Maybe you won't notice.
So for this, what we're gonna do now is that we are just gonna slowly stir it until it's melted, and then this is just basically done.
Okay.
It's pretty easy.
That is very easy.
Yeah.
And you get a lot.
You
It's
do.
like- I mean, I guess a personal serving is nice, but it's always watered down whenever I make it.
Right,
in the-
exactly.
especially when I use water instead of milk.
Yes.
I was always afraid of milk. But I'm not afraid of milk anymore. I put it in my cereal, and I never like drank it as like a cup or
Okay,
anything. I'm not
yep.
a milk fan, maybe a chocolate milk fan, but
Yeah.
for hot chocolate, I'll make it slide.
Right, exactly. We're also going to put that on low.
It's on 2
There
to
we
us.
go.
It's not low anymore.
It is lower.
Lower. So
And so now you can tell just by when you move your whisk around, because basically, like right when you put the chocolate in, you're gonna have a weight to it, and you're gonna be able to feel it. And then once it's dissolved, the weight is just completely gone. As you can see, it was kind of like harder for me to stir a little bit, just about 20, 30 seconds ago, and just because the heat just melts down that chocolate, and so it's just really, really nice how it melts.
Why-
Yeah, go ahead.
well, to transition onto this again, why is there why do we put the hood on it?
So you don't have to put the lid on it. I personally like to, just because it gets that moisture just kind of like trapped in it.
Yep.
So that's personally why I do it. You totally do not have to. If you want like a little bit of a crispier one, you can definitely take the lid off. But just kind of like to keep the cooking process, I want to keep it on just for a couple minutes, and then we'll take it off.
Good. So we talked about traditions.
We did.
But let's move over. Movies.
Ooh. That is
I mean, it's a tradition to
one.
always watch a million Christmas movies.
Yeah.
So what's the favorite one?
Ooh.
Or
So
holiday.
my family, we actually had a tradition of watching a Christmas movie.
Okay.
And I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name right now.
What did they do?
It's the one with the Christmas bells. It's a black and white movie. It's not White Christmas.
The 34th Street Miracle?
No,
Oh.
it's not that one. It's a Wonderful Life. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
It's a Wonderful Life. We would watch every single year. Usually we would do it on Christmas Eve, which is actually one of my brother's birthdays. So that was super fun as well. So we would kind of do Christmas or birthday gifts for him, and then we would watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, we always watched the Polar Express
That's a great one.
And there's mixed reviews on the Polar Express because of the animation style.
Okay.
Everyone's always scared of it. Either they love it or they're scared of it. Luckily, everyone in my family liked it.
Good.
I think we have it on DVD too.
Yeah. Did you hear that it's actually the 20th anniversary for the Polar Express?
We are old now.
Yeah, I know.
Feel like that movie came out just yesterday.
I know, right? Right? Tom Hanks, amazing.
He's like 4 characters in it or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a must see.
It is. You want to know what else is a must-see?
What?
Elf and Dr. Seuss the Grinch.
I think Elf is everyone's favorite though.
It is.
So I don't know how much. I don't know if you haven't seen Elf. I don't know what you're doing. Like, how have you not heard or watched it at all?
It's very, very good.
I think now that I've grown up, I've grown to like. I watched National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Yes, that was my dad's favorite.
Because it's the adult stuff. You don't show that to the kids.
No.
But now that I'm older, now that I'm 21, I can watch it.
Right? There you go.
And it's definitely probably my favorite one now. But Polar Express, they're tied probably, I would say.
Yes.
I kind of want to start some cookies.
Yeah.
Unlucky for me, this is my plate, so we'll just put them on here. I guess I can go over there.
You could
Maybe
totally
I'm
do
going to
it.
switch spots.
There we go.
Look at that.
Clean that up just very slightly for you. And it makes it really, really easy if you measure your ingredients out beforehand, if you don't want as big as a mess. So that's something that's really, really cool as well. In the cooking world, we call that mirepoix, which is a French word. Just basically, I believe it means like organization. So that's a little fun tidbit.
I remember in cooking class, they always told me to make sure to clean while you cook.
Yes.
So you not just have a bunch of stuff.
That is very, very important.
I'll put that right there. Oh, I need the frosting. There we go. And then the handy dandy crew here. They gave me some scissors.
One thing. We do have some vanilla that we need to add in.
Oh, I want to add the vanilla
You want to add the vanilla?
because I always put a lot. How much do we need to put in there?
So technically, you only need about a 1/4 teaspoon in it, but it's not going to hurt if you go a little over. That is a 1/2 teaspoon.
Can I do a half?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Because I was definitely going to just pour stuff in there, and it definitely would have been too much. I like a lot of vanilla, but I don't know if everyone here that's going to be drinking this likes a lot of vanilla.
And then we are actually going to turn that off when you add that in because it's probably going to bubble up just a little bit. Or not. Sometimes it does.
It bubbles up because vanilla goes in?
So sometimes when you heat up like cream and then you add in an extract in there, it'll bubble up a little bit.
I did not know that. I don't think I'll take the cap.
Yeah.
Are we going to put vanilla in this too?
It does not call for it, but if you want to, I will not be mad about it.
Whoop, that was a lot.
It's okay.
Hey, we're getting vanilla today. Okay. As I was saying, look at these. They're not scissors, they're shears. Boom. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Actually 4, because I need 4 of them. I'll probably open them all, because we're putting a lot of frosting on these, guarantee. They're all stockings, so I hope you're
love
okay.
that.
I hope you're okay with stockings.
I am.
I might find a way to make it something else though. We'll see. What is that? Is that even?
So these are sprinkles.
Yeah, well I know that, but like, why are they like so small?
Yeah. Well, I think some people use it almost like if they want like a glitter effect, they'll use like these types of sprinkles versus like the fun ones that you have over here that are like little snowflakes and little Christmas trees.
We'll be using these ones, the fun ones. Actually, I might not even have enough, so I might have to go grab those again. So what's the next step for both of these? You just waiting?
Yep.
The waiting
I
game?
did turn off the hot cocoa because I don't want it to scorch. Sometimes with milk, if it's at too high of a heat and you keep it on too long, it will scorch the bottom and kind of just like give an off flavor. Not quite burnt, but just like not great.
It's kind of like if you're making caramel and then you just, you melt it and then you forget that you're cooking caramel and then it turns black randomly.
Exactly. Or caramel, as some people call it.
Now that's a debate.
That is a debate.
What do you say?
I say caramel, personally.
Because there's an A in it. Isn't there an
Maybe.
A?
Yeah, there is.
I'll agree to disagree.
Okay.
Caramel.
Sounds good.
Sorry. I'm guessing do you need this, or do you want?
I personally do not. If you want help decorating, I will 100% do.
Here you go. You take 4.
Okay.
Here's your tray. We'll move this over. Oh, it has a
It's okay.
big water spot. What was the go-to? Do you guys have like in your family do you buy these pre-made ones that they force us to buy here?
Or
do you roll it?
We roll it.
Do you buy the dough and roll it, or do you make the dough?
We make the dough from scratch, and then usually you refrigerate the dough for about 30 minutes to an hour for the recipe that we would use. And then you take it out, and then you put flour at the bottom, roll it out, get your cutout cookie shapes, cut them out, bake them, and then we would let them cool and let them decorate. Sometimes what we would do is the night before we would get the dough set, bake them, and then that way the next day we didn't have to worry about waiting to cool. We kind of had the time already set aside, and then we can just start decorating and having fun with it.
Yeah, I think last year I made a Peter Griffin cookie.
Oh, that is very fun.
Yeah, there's always weird ones. It's not like we have the cutouts for like if you want a shoe, or if you want a stocking, or you want a candy cane or tree, you can make those. But then once you make 2 trees and 2 stockings and 2 candy canes, it kind of gets a little bit old.
That is
so
true.
we definitely try to branch out in my family.
Yeah.
So Peter Griffin was on the chopping block for last year. I don't know what we haven't done it this year, so
we would do a lot of like bells and angels and snowflakes and Santa Claus.
Did you have an angel cookie cutter?
We did. It was pretty big. It was actually probably about this large. It was like a metal one that my mom used when she was growing up as well. These were my mom and my dad's. And so because it was the biggest cookie, we would fight over it.
Since there's 4 people for all my siblings, my mom would make like 4 different clumps of cookie dough, and then she'd be like, "Here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go." So we would make all of our different ones. So I think one time we made a cookie that was like that big.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
terrible because it didn't cook all the way through, obviously, because it's humongous. I'm gonna use the spreading technique.
There you go.
Check this out. Oh, it's not working. Guys, it's not working. This isn't really spreadable. Oh, it is. Okay.
There we go.
Would you guys use...
I am going to borrow your red.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I guess you can have it. Would you guys use like the buttercream? I don't know what the 2 different kinds of frostings are.
Yeah, there are many different types of frosting you can use. A lot for like the professional decorating of cookies, they actually use royal icing. So like those cookies that you see with the hardened frosting, that is royal icing. No.
No. Whoever invented that needs to. They need to retract their statement and try to find them out all stores.
In my family, what we would use actually was like your frosting that you would use, like for cakes, like the Pillsbury canned frosting. We would just do that, which is. A type of kind of like buttercream base is what they use, but you could do royal frosting, a cream cheese frosting, buttercream, really whatever you want to use.
We would always use the Betty Crocker whatever from the can. Well, not the can, but the container. And we would always use that up until like a couple years ago, and then we started using like microwaved. I don't even know. It was weird.
Okay.
It was just like some kind of buttercream or something that my mom melted the butter, put the cream, and then we could use the food dye to make like the colors. Cause with the canned stuff, you weren't always able to get certain colors. We'd always have like a lot of white and all that. So we'd use the sprinkles, which are on the floor now.
That was very smart.
So, what do you think? Right here.
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Step 1, you make one that actually looks good, and then the next one, you get creative.
There you go.
So,
yeah, and there are no rules in frosting cookies or cakes. It's really whatever you guys decide you want to do.
So, we talked about traditions. We talked about movies.
We did.
There's one thing off the table.
Okay.
Songs. Everyone's least favorite thing because they blast them at Walmart and Meijer.
Yes.
And if you're a worker at
like
Walmart.
myself at Meijer.
Yep.
You
there you
hear
go.
it months and months before.
So not a fan or still a fan?
I think still a fan. I wish they didn't do it as early as they did sometimes. Once it's November, I'm pretty accustomed to it. I'm like, okay. And then usually the weeks leading up, like I will personally put on like my constant Christmas music. And what is your favorite Christmas song? If you could choose.
Maybe it's called like the Christmas song.
Okay.
And he's like, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. I think we should just sing the whole song for the rest of this. No, I like that one because it's really weird. Like, why are the chestnuts roasting on an open fire, and why is Jack Frost nipping at my nose?
That's true. Very, very true.
What about you?
Ooh, there are so many to choose from. You know, that's a really, really hard one. I think, so actually, my middle name is Joy. So during the Christmas season, it's plastered everywhere. Probably Joy to the World is honestly like one of my favorites personally. Joy to the world.
But I don't know how it goes. That's all I know. Joy to the world.
So that is a very, very fun one. But an also really cool one is Pentatonics, if you've heard any of their Christmas albums.
Oh, so like the new stuff.
Well, they do some of the old stuff, but they do an a cappella twist on it.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard some of them.
Okay.
But I think that's the norm of Christmas music now is that they've made all the songs already.
Yeah.
There's no making a new song unless you're Mariah Carey in the 90s. Like, there's no making new songs, so like you have to be like, okay, a cappella twist.
Right.
Joy to the world. The something. Good. That's my rendition, and I'm going to be a platinum selling artist now. You just watch.
Just don't forget about us little people.
Okay. I'll donate to the Ferris television crew so they can have all the new cameras and the new sets and the new crew. Get up. Here, I'm just kidding. Look at this. This is what I call sock puppet.
I love it.
Because it's it's supposed to be a shoe.
Gorgeous.
Now it's a sock puppet. Perfect.
Amazing.
Maybe I'll make Peter Griffin now. But we're out of white, so.
And we're almost out of red. And we're soon to be out of green.
So, I think we actually have like 8 more of these.
Yes.
And if this is the amount of frosting that they gave us for all 16 of them, there's something wrong with you guys. You guys gotta give us more frosting. I was only able to make 2 cookies, and we're already down 2 cans of frosting.
I'm about 1.5.
There's no more white. How am I gonna make Peter Griffin? No. All right. Here we go. You see this? There's 1 speck of frosting on there. That's all you get. I'm going to send this. We're going to figure out who makes these cookie kits, and we're going to send them this cookie and say, add more frosting next time, please, and thank you.
There we go.
So what have you made?
So I have made a little kind of melted stocking, just slightly. It's very, very cute.
Is it melted because it's sitting next to the...
No.
Can we add the cookies to that, or you think that would...
I think that would take away a little bit, because an apple Betty that's cinnamon and sugar, a little sweet, a little tart, versus a very sweet sugar cookie.
I think the kid in me really wants to add a cookie to our apple Betty. Maybe if we can have a consensus here in the room.
Well,
no one raised their hand, sorry.
In your own bowl, you could put your cookie in the apple Betty if you really wanted to try it.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
But I believe all of this is ready to go.
It's done?
It's done.
Just that easy?
Yeah.
See, the hard part is cleaning.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because you have all this, you enjoy it, and then you realize you're sitting there, you're like sipping your hot cocoa, and you're like, I have to.
Did you ever have the rule growing up where whoever cooks does not clean?
Yeah, my mom would like to have that rule.
Yeah.
Except us kids are We're spoiled. We
Yes.
go back upstairs and play video games. Sorry, Mom.
I have a few friends where I would cook, and then they would just be like, hey, go sit down. We got this. And I'm like, okay.
Well,
So it was very fun.
my mom made a sheet that has all of our names on it that says like the day of the week that you have to do the dishes.
Yep. I remember.
We're
those.
like, one of us I'm 21, two older ones are, I don't know, 23 and 26, and then I have a younger sister who is 16. And yeah, we're still doing the chores,
Yeah.
but it's okay. If you're going to live in Mom's house, you're going to be doing chores.
Yeah, that is true.
So, generally, I like to add a lot of sprinkles, as you can see. And now
I
I'm
love it.
thinking,
Oh no.
we need more sprinkles. All right. I call that one the sprinkle cookie. But we're chocked for time.
All right.
But we do get to eat this. But I'm going to
Beautiful.
transition real quick.
Okay.
I did some interviews, Ferris students talking about their holiday traditions, so I think we should watch.
Beautiful.
What's up, everybody? My name's Ryan Pilon, and today we're asking some students their holiday traditions. Do I get to bring my cookies over?
I'm Sam.
Forrest or Parker?
Zaire. Corbin.
Don't Emma. Nope.
Ethan Etzel.
I'm here with Trevor, and he celebrates Christmas. So, what sort of Christmas traditions does your family have?
Me and my family are just doing like family traditions like opening presents, going mass.
Christmas is pretty big. I have separated parents, so I still keep this tradition where like on Christmas Day I'll spend most of the day with my mom, and then I'll head up to
I
my
celebrate
dad's
all
house.
holidays.
Okay, so is Santa Claus visiting your house this year?
Yes sir, yes he is, yes he is.
So we have this one tradition. We haven't really done it in a while, mainly because we used to do it when we were young. We would open our stockings first. That might be a little bit of a hot take.
We go to Christmas Mass and then we have dinner as a family.
So, because your family's from Europe, do they believe in like the weird Santa Claus that's like Gooper Schnapp or something like that?
Not that I've ever heard of. It's just plain old the fat man in a red suit.
We always get together every year. I have family out of state, so they fly home for Christmas.
What do you think about gingerbread houses?
Gingerbread houses. I don't know how people put them together. Like I tried making one at one point, and it just fell apart.
It's good.
Look at that. Oh, might have to. Yeah.
You're very welcome.
There we go.
I'll reimburse you.
Beautiful.
Just kidding.
And here is your
There we
plate.
go.
Oh, the plate.
Oh, I love your guys' cookies.
Thank you.
What one's the best?
Oh,
I'm the one loaded with sprinkles.
the sprinkles do look
Kinda
really
looks-
good.
That one's calling your name. You know you want that one.
I don't know. It'll put me
Sorry,
in a
guys, you
food
get
coma.
these ones.
That's okay. Honestly, the sock puppet, it was fun. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
That is creative.
So-
I've never thought of a sock puppet.
You gotta think outside the box.
That's outside the box, all right.
All right, so what are we
Try
having
some of
first?
that? I don't know. I'm looking to try some of that.
The Apple Betty. Very, very good.
All right, guys, I got you.
You got me? Okay.
Yep. I'll serve it. And here you go. And
Thank you.
Hey, more. Don't touch the hot pan, Ryan. Don't touch the hot pan.
Thank you.
That's all you get. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Here's a fork for you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
I didn't see them over there.
Yeah, there.
So remind me again, who's Betty?
That is a really good question. I think that is up for your own interpretation.
Is it a French person?
I wouldn't say so. I don't think that's a very French name,
Betty.
personally. But
It's probably some southern woman. Or man. let's dig in first. I was going to talk about that, but
Cheers.
Let's see how this is. It looks blazing hot. So
Yeah, I'm blowing on it.
we're gonna have a little patience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
toasty.
I forgot you can't eat it.
I cannot because of my food allergies, but is it okay?
Food allergies.
It's okay.
Someone needs to find the cure for food allergies.
Currently, there is none.
Because look at
But-
this delicious apple Betty that you can't have.
But some really cool things that you could do. So for me being gluten and dairy free, they do make vegan butter, so that would be substitute for the dairy.
Okay.
And then for the bread, Char makes actually a really good brand for gluten free. Different types of bread, so you can just add that right in there, and then that would be the only things you would have to change for me. Which is
So you have a chance. To
I
eat
do,
the
I
apple.
do. You just
Have
gotta
you ever
change
made
a little
this
bit.
yourself?
I have not. I've made a lot of apple crisp or
Okay.
apple tartan, which is French, which is very, very fun. It's almost like it's kind of fun because with that, really what you do, you layer it's like almost like a pineapple upside down cake in a way. So you layer the apples and everything first, and then it's like a soft cookie dough on the top, and then you flip it, and it's really, really good.
Sounds really good.
It is, yes.
This is really good. You guys did great.
Hold on. I'm a very picky eater, guys. It tastes delicious.
That's good.
Remember how I complained about bread earlier?
Yeah.
I might have to complain about it again. And it's not a you thing.
Yep.
It's a me thing. I don't like soggy bread.
I was gonna say is it a texture thing?
Oh yeah. But you guys both like the soggy bread.
Maybe I'm a soggy bread type of guy.
Not a soggy bread person, but it's got cinnamon in it, and it tastes good.
Well, what you should try the cinnamon toast knot crunch that I made earlier.
Oh.
That was pretty good. If only we still had some. I guess I can go cube up some more bread.
That's true.
Well, we talked about our holiday traditions.
Oh, yes.
We got some guests here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing for the holidays?
Liz, you want to start?
I'd say one of our traditions is we always, as a family, go to get Christmas trees still. We haven't gone to using a fake tree
Look
yet.
at that. You haven't transitioned. You haven't conformed to Walmartism.
Nope.
Consumerism. What about you?
So typically we start by, when I get back from break, my family, I go to my mom's for Christmas and then I go to my dad's the night of. And we start with getting a Christmas tree with my mom. We actually just got ours last weekend. So yeah, we get it early. But then they officially start decorating it closer towards Christmas. And then one thing we do is, you ever heard of Elf on the Shelf?
Yes.
Yep. My family does that, so it's always neat to wake up and see where the elf is in the morning.
Oh, beautiful.
Just keep a little Christmas spirit alive. I always just love playing Christmas music around the house, helping decorate.
Yeah.
And then wake up. We usually wake up around 8 a.m. Sometimes it's 7:30. Sometimes it's 6, depending. I'd like to wake up early and annoy my sisters. So that's a holiday tradition of mine, is being annoying.
Yeah. We used to wake up and then it'd be like 5 in the morning. We'd just sit there and stare at the presents until like 9 o'clock. So we'd be there for like 3 or 4 hours. Be like, I wonder what that one's gonna be. When it was 4 of us, so.
My mom would always yell at me because I was notorious for snooping. I wouldn't open up the presents, but I would take it, shake it, kind of like figure out, and most of the time I got at least 1 or 2 of them correct.
Thank you.
So yeah, I do that the day
You should be
of.
ashamed of yourself.
But doing it the day before Christmas, that's
The day
diabolical.
before?
Yeah.
That's
It ruins
diabolical.
the surprise.
It does. But also it's fun. I had once where I couldn't figure out what this present was. It was in my stocking. It was about this big. It was just a square. And I would shake it and like things would shake in it and I had no idea what it was. I was probably like 10 at the time. And it was actually a box of crayons and I was
Box of crayons.
disappointed. But I was like, really? And it wasn't even the one with the pencil sharpener. The
Oh,
sharpener.
really? Yeah, with
It
the
was
64 pack.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
yep.
Well,
How's the cocoa?
it's very delicious, guys. The cocoa's good, but we gotta wrap it up. We're cut for time. But this is
That's all
delicious. I'm getting the bitter chocolate. But anyway, this has been another holiday edition of Cooking with
Hannah and
Hannah.
Maker.
And me, I guess. I didn't really do anything. But we'll send you guys on your way, and thanks for watching.